welcome to Oslo. We arrived just a bit ago and we're straight out to Frogner Park. Decided to take a little holiday weekend here in Oslo and experience the cold for ourselves so that you don't have to. It's about 20 degrees Fahrenheit right now. It's not too bad. So we had a nice little welcome from that young man in the tree, as you saw, and walking through Frogner Park here. There are kids going down in sleds, toboggans, whatever you want to call them, and very solid winter atmosphere here, I would say. What do you think, Erin?
It's cold, but it's beautiful. Lots of families, really adorable.
Let's go ahead and check out Vigelands Park and see some statues. All right, here we are in Frogner Park, but we're looking at what's commonly known as Vigelands Park. So Gustav Vigeland created over 200 of these bronze and granite statues. He did it between 1939 and 1949. He was commissioned by the city of Oslo to make these pieces, and it really is an incredible testament to his work ethic and his love for the city that he made. Basically just a bunch of depictions of Norwegians going about their lives, and it really is a beautiful installation.
Hello.
Hi. So here at the top, as you can see, surrounding the monolith behind me are 36 sort of group statues, and those actually represent the circle of life. And in the very middle, that monolith, that's actually called monolitten, which is a word that is derived from a Latin word meaning unity or one. All right, Erin, what do you rate the Vigelands statues in Frogner Park?
They're really beautiful, really cool, very unique. Never really seen anything like it, so I would say maybe a good 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's definitely got some NSFW, not suitable for work stuff going on there, but no, it was really interesting. I just want to point out and mention that the first time I ever saw Frogner Park was in a Rick Steves episode. Rick Steves Europe. If you're not familiar with Rick Steves and his show and his travel guides, you are missing out. He's just a fantastic advocate for travel, and he just does a really good job of explaining that travel broadens your perspectives, and it really shows that we have much more in common than we have differences, and that's what we're all about.
In what will come as a surprise to no one at this point, we caught a walking tour in Oslo, beginning at the Oslo Visitor Center in Oslo Central Station. The tour was 2 hours long and was free with our Oslo Pass. More on that later. We went with the Saturday Oslo City Highlights Tour, which gave us a good introduction to the city. Our guide, Ivan, focused on contrasting the old with the new in one of Europe's fastest growing cities. We took in some great views of the Oslo Fjord, walked and ran to view the Royal Palace of Oslo, where the King and Queen of Norway reside, and learn some history of the city. But I'll let Ivan tell you about that.
This is the old university, and the architecture is very nice here. You can see that this Grosch, the German architect, was influenced by Greek architecture. 27th of December 1943, 600 students stand here having a rally against the Nazi government in Oslo.
Opposite this opportunity to do the polar bear plunge here is Oslo's crown jewel, its opera house. Designed to appear as though it was rising from the Oslo fjord itself, this building is a remarkable bit of architecture. Along with a bit of sledding on the outside, you can also enjoy world-class ballet and opera on the inside. This is also not a bad spot to lazily watch the birds fly over the water as a new day begins. Now, you know you weren't getting through this video without an Oslo public transportation review. No surprise, it is stellar. Given the high level of public investment in its transportation system, Oslo runs quickly and efficiently for its residents via buses, trains, both underground and above, and trams. Most stations have electronic boards with timetables, trains and buses have charging ports for your electronics, and each have ample space for the inevitable skier riding with their equipment. This is so inevitable because not only do Norwegians love to get into nature during their time off, remember this little guy? But skiers are the most celebrated athletes in Norway due to their nation's historic success in the sport. Anyway, back to the transport. The trains to and from the airport even provide you with news and weather reports for the local area. As you can tell, we had a great time zipping around the city on all of these. A short tram ride away is truly one of Oslo's must-visits, the Nobel Peace Center. The prize itself is the only one of the Nobel Awards not given out in Stockholm, as it's presented across the street from the center at Oslo City Hall each December. In addition to the museum's current exhibition highlighting 2018 laureates Denis Mukwege and Nadia Murad's work combating sexual violence as a weapon of war, the museum does a great job of giving an overview of peace efforts around the world. The best part of the museum is its Hall of Laureates. Here, you can peruse and learn more about each Nobel Peace Prize recipient throughout history thanks to their interactive iPad displays. In addition to this year's laureates, browse and learn more about the work of US President Barack Obama, Colombia's Juan Manuel Santos, South Africa's Nelson Mandela, Pakistan's Malala Yousafzai, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., which was particularly moving as we were here on MLK Jr. weekend back in the States. This museum is an inspiring reminder of the ongoing efforts for world peace around the globe, and if possible to see this in tandem with a trip to the Nobel Museum in Stockholm, definitely take advantage.
And now we are heading to Akershus Castle, or Akershus Fortress. This was a medieval fortress. It was built in 1290, and it was built to house and protect the royal family when Oslo was established as the capital of Norway. So they needed some better defenses for the royal family, so they built this place. Since then, it's actually been a military base. It's been used as a prison. So they got a lot of use out of this place in the last 700 years. And it's built right on the water here, overlooking the fjord. So we're gonna go check it out. So as we head to Akershus Castle, we really did catch Oslo at golden hour right now. So as you can see, City Hall behind us glimmering in its own light, but then the rest of the little harbor, or part of the fjord, is glimmering in the last of the day's sunlight. And it's got ships, old and new. Looks like some military vessels as well. And a lot of the shops and condos are sparkling on the water in the distance.
Akershus's highlight is its well-preserved exterior, which allows you to go back in time as you walk the paths of Norwegian royalty and nobility. No longer the residence of the King and Queen of Norway as they reside in the royal palace you saw on our walking tour. This spot is, however, the final resting place for many of Norway's royals, and the office of the Prime Minister was relocated to a building nearby in 2011.
So here we are in our hotel room, and we almost never turn on the TV, but I'm a big Liverpool fan, and I wanted to see if they had it on TV, and I went to the sports channel, and instead of football, they have chess. So if you know anything about chess, or at least you know anything about Magnus Carlsen, he's a grandmaster, a chess grandmaster, and the current world chess champion, and he's often actually been called the Mozart of chess, this Magnus Carlsen. So look him up, he's incredible. But yeah, here we are in Norway, and they have chess on TV.